welcome to the second April D-Stash video. Stuff straight from my own stash that I need to lighten up my load a little bit because we're moving in a couple of months. Today we're going to be focusing on wood-mounted rubber stamps. I don't have a ton in general, so I'm pretty much just liquidating pretty close to everything that I have. There's a couple of sets that I'm going to save, and I do have some unmounted red rubber stamps that I'm going to hang on to, and even a few of my my daughter's stamps I would like to give away at the end of this video. They're just bulky. That's part of the reason why I started very quickly after getting into stamping. I started accumulating clear stamp sets because they're so much easier to store. I know they don't last as long, but they're smaller and more easier to store and more cost effective, really. But there are people out there that still really prefer their rubber stamps. So I'm hoping that you're one of them, or you have a friend that is, that you can reference here. I've done another D-Stash video this month that uploaded earlier this week, the first video where I focus on a couple of other stamp sets, but I wanted to go ahead and do the wooden ones so that I can move them and kind of get them out of the way here and focus on some other stuff. So this is my my YouTube D-Stash. I have a couple of rules which I will go through in the end, but basically you can claim things here on YouTube, or you can send me a private message, and my links are going to be down below, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video. I do have a lot of things, and I have a lot of notes here, so I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as possible, but at the same time I really want to show you what it is that I'm asking you to look at and consider. So my apologies if this is not your cup of tea. If you don't want to watch this video, you certainly well, with any video, not just mine, but you're certainly welcome to skip it and move along. But as I am asking, you know, actual money for things, I think that it's probably best that I show you as much as I can in a limited amount of time. So a lot of these stamps that came to me secondhand, some of them I've never even used, whether they're new or used. I've never used them, so I've never stamped them out. So I grabbed a piece of cardstock and some archival ink in case something looks questionable. We can stamp it right out here on camera. If there's something that you have any questions about, or you'd like to see further, or you want me to see it, you want to see it stamped out, I'm more than happy to help out with that. I would absolutely love to help you with that. It's probably going to be easier though, if you want me to film a quick video showing something stamped out or something a little bit closer, to contact me via Instagram or Facebook, and those links will be down below. Just because if I'm home and not busy, I can do it right then and there, and then I can quickly just send you the video and you can see, and we can get it all over with a lot quicker that way. Anyway, so without further ado, let's begin. I'm going to start at the beginning of my list here, and yeah, and I'll just tell you what my asking price is. If you want to make me an offer on the whole lot, all of them, feel free to do so. And if you have any questions, I'll get them all into a box and weigh them and let you know how much it would cost to ship all of them. They are unfortunately going to be more pricey than a clear stamp set to ship, just because they're so heavy. I'm not uncomfortable taking them off the block. So many apologies for that. I'm just not very good at it. The few times that I've done it, I've kind of destroyed the stamps. Case in point, I did a video with this one a few months ago. This stamp, and I'm keeping, this isn't one for sale, and I unmounted it and I like ruined it, and just I wouldn't wish that curse upon you guys. That's not part of the sale here, but so I'm not very good at it. So my apologies. That I can't lighten up your loads for you. I will absolutely combine shipping. So if you want to get more than one stamp and you want to get the best shipping deal that you possibly can, I'm absolutely happy to combine shipping. And for anything in any of my D-Stashes that are coming up this week, if you want me to, you know, if you want to buy a couple of these stamps but you want to wait and see and continue shopping with me, you can go ahead and pay for these stamps and I'll continue to hold them for you, and we'll combine everything at the end. For the best price that we possibly can get them shipped to you. Anyway, so without further ado, let's begin. The first stamp that I have on my list is this really cute kitty sitting in a saucer. And this is by Beez Ink, and I don't know too much about them. I'm not the original owner of this stamp, but they're in Warner, New Hampshire. That's only about 20 to 25 minutes away from me, so that's really cool. This is a really cute stamp. It looks like it originally retailed for $10, and this is the bottom. It looks like it may have been used a couple of times. Not by me. I think somebody gave this to me because of the kitty cat. It looks to be in a nice condition stamp. Plenty of gush. I don't see any rubber rot or anything like that going on. Nice and clean. I'm asking $2 for this. Get that set aside here. I actually had a whole system where I was going to bag things up as I showed them to you so they don't get lost or misplaced. Off camera here a little bit. Okay, so the next one is this dragon stamp from Recollections. Used just a couple of times. A little staining on the rubber. I use this one for a swatch book, which I thought was kind of cool. I believe I am the original owner of this stamp, and it seems to be, it's just stained. It doesn't seem to be dirty. I'm trying to stamp it out on some white here. Let's see, so I'm asking $2 for this stamp. And let's see, I have a large stamp up next. This large gorgeous butterfly from Inkadinkadoo. And it looks like it was $8 at some point. I purchased this secondhand, so I'm unfamiliar with the pricing on this one. Oh, it's got a scan code on it if anybody's interested in that. This stamp's just fine. They made a couple sets of cards for Christmas a couple of years ago. Maybe 2016, 2015, a couple of sets of cards with this, but I don't really have a use for it anymore. And I have other butterfly stamp sets. Let's see, it is a nice, good size, big stamp. Let's see, $5 on this one. Oh, it's really easy and fun to color. In fact, when I was learning how to color with my alcohol inks, this was a stamp that I used a lot for practicing my color blending in the small little spaces. I'm sorry, I'll show that one more time just in case the glare. My overhead light glare. Very fancy. Again, I'm terribly sorry for the length that this video will be. I do really want to make sure that I show all the angles that I can think of on this stamp, because it's really hard when you're buying stuff from strangers, especially on the internet. I want to make sure that you know exactly what it is. Okay, moving on. Oh, we have an Our Baby Has Arrived wood stamp. I've never used this. This came to me secondhand. It's from Judikins. Very nice quality wood. Let me see. This is about 3 inches. And here's the back. Looks like it's been used a couple of times. Still, there's some red rubber debris near the foam, but everything appears intact and nicely well glued down. A nice stamp. If I didn't already have other stamp sets that did more or less the same thing. This $2 for this, please. Let's see. Oh, this one right in front of me. This one feels really nice. This is by PSX, and this is actually an older stamp. This is from 1989. You're Invited stamp. This feels really nice quality. Looks like it's been stamped a few times. Red rubber, red foam. I don't see any issues. It's nicely glued down and all that good stuff. Very nice stamp. Let's see, $3 on this one. Okay, let's see. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. That was stamp number 5. So stamp number 6 is not that one. I think it's this one. Yes, this one. This bunny rabbit and the teddy bear in the field. Super adorable. Very cute. You know I love bunny rabbits. This is from Stamps Happen Incorporated from Fullerton, California. Designed by Linda Grayson. Made in the USA. Very cute. Here's the barcode. It looks like at some point it was $6. It's stained, and it looks like, I don't know. I want to say it looks like the rubber is cracked, but it might just be a stain. I don't know. Let's stamp this one out so that we can be sure. I don't know if you can tell these little tiny, I need something to point with. These little tiny marks in, I don't know if it's a crack in the rubber. I can't separate it with my finger, so I'm assuming it's just a stain. Just weird staining and not damage to the rubber. But I've got the stuff. Let's just stamp it right out and see how it stamps. Right now. Where is my pad here? I don't even know. My little goosh pad. I should have pulled that out. For stamping, and I'm just using some Ranger archival ink for my stamping today. I like it. You know what I'm looking forward to trying once this is all gone though is the My Favorite Things, the super black one. I forget what it's called. But allegedly you can watercolor and alcohol ink color with it. So if it kind of alleviates my need to keep archival and memento on hand, then awesome. Okay, let's stamp this baby out. See how it does. Also, I'm not very good with rubber stamping. I have bad shoulders, so I often find that putting the proper amount of pressure on, it looks to me like that stamps just fine. And it's really cute. Look at that bunny rabbit. Adorable bunny rabbit. So I think this stamp is going to be fine. I'm just giving it a quick wash here. Just because I put some archival on it. Yeah, it's still there. I don't know. I don't think it's cracked because I can't manipulate any of the cracks open with my finger. I think it's just weird staining on the back. But either way, it stamps just fine. And this again is item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Item number 6, the bunny rabbit stamp from Stamps Happen. And I'm asking $2 for this. Whew, that was fun. And clean up a little bit. That was 6. So number 7. Da, 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 da. Oh, here we go. Is number 7. And this is another wood stamp. And I think that the name of this company is called Eat Cake Graphics from Hollister, California. One that I don't know much about, but we have a little girl playing with her puppy. And that is the image here. And here is the stamp. Here's another one where there's some like red rubber dust residue on the foam itself, but it doesn't appear to be damaged. The stamp, maybe a little, it just feels a little loose, but it's still glued down. It's still well glued down. Lots of life left in this stamp. This is not one that I've ever used. Let's see, let's do $1 on this one. Next one. Oh, this one right here. This one I have used before, and I've used this one for heat embossing, and it looks really nice. I've used metallic heat embossing on dark colors for party banners, actually. This is by, it just says Outlines Rubber Stamp Company, and there's a phone number on here. And here is the stamp and the front. This one is about the 2.5 inches wide, the stamp part, or the wood part, I should say. Yeah, it's up to about 2.5 inches in diameter, going from point to point here. Nice condition. It's on here nice and tight. It's more of like a pink rubber than a red rubber. Nice stamp. I enjoyed using this one, but I got it for that purpose and I no longer have a need for it. So let's do $1 on this one. Moving on. Oh, I have a tiny one to show off. Here's a small one by Debbie Mum for Inkadinkadoo. It's just some cloth diaper safety pins for a baby. It's just a small little stamp here, as you can see. And here is the rubber. Looks fine, good condition. It's on there nice and firm. Let's see, let's do $1 on this one. Moving on down the line. Here we have another nice old stamp from 1988 from PSX in California. The wood is a bit stained on here, I imagine, from other inks. I am not the original owner of this stamp, and I don't think that I've ever used it. Appears to be on there nice and tight, maybe a little dust around the foam, but a decent looking stamp. I like it. Let's do $2 on that one. This one from Hero Arts, sort of this postage stamp heart, just another, oh, it's actually called large postage heart. Just a small little stamp here. Here's the underside. It's got some kind of a white, perhaps ink residue in there. Let's stamp this out and see how it stamps, just to make sure it's okay. I know that I shouldn't be buying any more wood stamps because they are, I really do have such a small craft area, but there is a wooden Hero Art stamp from their new line that I really want. I'm trying not to buy it. Alright, let's have a look and see. Oh, I didn't stamp that very well. That's not the fault of the stamp, that's the fault of me. Let's try this again. I've had the song St. Elmo's Fire stuck in my head for days, and it's driving me nuts. I almost just started singing it out loud. Okay, so ignoring the top one where I didn't stamp well, it seems to stamp just fine, despite having a bit of staining in there. Again, it's possibly from like a white ink or something in there. I don't know. I'm gonna give that a quick clean. Get my stamp chamois over here too to kind of wipe it off. Hero Arts, 1995, large postage stamp, small little stamp. Let's do $1 on this one. And the last one on my list is this stamp here. I think I only used it once. It's from Studio G, Hampton Art for Studio G. Just a little stamp picked up at Michael's. It's stamped just fine. It's got some pink rubber on here. The only flaw is that the label sticker kind of is bent, not bent, but folded a little bit, whatever. It worked just fine. It's too big for the, I bought it for the back of my cards, and it's too big for the back of my cards. So if you're doing other projects where this is a good size for you, then go for it. But I've just been hanging on to it. It's a little over 2 inches by 2 inches. It's just too big for what I need. I like it. It's stamped just fine. Let's do $1 on that. And that is what I have for this list. Give me just a moment to get this stuff put into the bag here. Whew. It's a lot of talking today. I have to make a lot of phone calls today too, so it seems like I've just been da, 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 da. And when my daughter comes home, it's mommy and daughter night, so I have to listen to her talk and talk and stuff later. Okay, so that first list is all done. The second section isn't as big, and then we just have one more little section after that. Okay, so I have this fun stamp here that says Create Peace, a nice older stamp. It's smaller. The stamp is about 1.5 inches wide. The wood is a bit stained. The stamp itself is really stained, and I stamped this out earlier just because I didn't even know what it was. And I stamped it out because I wanted to see it, and it stamped out just fine, so that's why I'm including it in the D-stash here. It's a beautiful stamp. I do wish that I could find a stamp set akin to this. Very clear stamp set to hang on to. So as you can see, and there's some kind of, I think this is an artwork, Picasso. I think it's a Picasso, it says. Sort of a signature on it. Very nice little stamp. And it's stamped very well, as you can see. Of course, it's archival ink, so you can't go too wrong with that. Let me clean this up. And we'll go $2 on this little guy. Oh, look at that. I just made a mess on my clean white cardstock. Over here, and moving on, we have another bunny rabbit stamp. from Stamps Happen. And there's a handwritten $5 on here. This is called Butterbean Bunny. Super cute. Oh, we love bunny rabbits, the little brown bunny rabbits. And here is the stamp. We've got a little standing on the wood. And it looks like we've got a little bit more of like red rubber debris around the foam. But it's on there nice and tight. I don't see any issues with the stamp itself. Really nice stamp. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. $3 on this one. I grabbed them out of order. That's why I'm all discombobulated. This was supposed to be the next one I was supposed to grab. This gray bunny rabbit. Super cute. He's called Hairy Hair. 1991 from Commotion Rubber Stamps in Tucson, Arizona. There he is again. And there's his rubber side on there. Nice. Let's do $1 for him. Here's a stamp that you guys have seen me use multiple times because I love this sunflower stamp. But again, the whole goal is to liquidate all my wooden stamps. So this is from, it's just rubber stamped in California. A lot of stamp companies in California, huh? And then there's a little thing that says Delta. This one I did pick up secondhand. It stamps beautifully, it colors beautifully, it watercolors beautifully. I love working with this one. $6. Here it is, just a little standing on the rubber. It's on there nicely. Beautiful stamp. This is definitely a favorite. $2 on that one. And what am I missing? Here's another one from that company. What was it called? Eat Cake Stamps, something like that. Here's a little girl with a kitty cat. And it says on this side, Mom's Moral Minute. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not familiar with the company. I've never actually used this stamp. It has an $8.50 price tag on it. There's some staining on the rubber and some dust on the foam, but it's on there nice and tight. No issues. I think this will work just fine. $2 on this one. And last stamp in this section, another Studio G. This is from 2015. It just says, and they lived happily ever after. And again, with the label sticker, they don't put it on flat, so it's got a bubble in it. I don't even think I've ever used this one. Just a nice little stamp, so $1 on that one. Okay, that is it for section 2 that I have going. And I'll get these all bagged up. Moving on. Section 3. Just a couple more stamps. You guys have seen these very recently because I recently brought them home and I used them, and now I'm trying to clear out my stamps. So these are from PSX. Very nice quality wood. There's some staining on the stamp and on the wood. I've stamped them out and they stamp just beautifully. Everything's on there nice and tight. There's no issues with anything. No rips, no damage. This one is from 1993. I think I may have said that already. This is Pansy. And then I have this one from 1994, Lilac. And again, the same thing with this stamp. It's just got some staining, but it stamps beautifully and there's no real issues with that. So $5 each on these. Very heavy. You can see how much room they take up. If you compare it to some, entire stamp sets of clear stamps. I don't have any within immediate reach, but you can see that you can probably fit a good half a dozen or more clear stamp sets in the same thickness in a drawer that you would with those. So it's not that I don't like rubber stamps, even though I'm not very good with using them. They're too big, they're too heavy, they're too bulky. Okay, so all that's left now are Christmas. So let's just jump right into Christmas. We have some just plain, I'll do this after. I'll show you after. From Inkadinkadoo, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I never use this little guy. It does have a little stain in it here from Christmas 2016. Really cute little Rudolph. Let's do $2 on him. I never use this guy either. Just a solid angel from Craftsmart, grabbed at Michael's. Let's just do $1 on her. A nice Happy Hanukkah stamp, which also I've never used, from Craftsmart. Let's do $1 on that. I have some large Hampton Art stamps. This one, as you can see, again, with the stupid labels they put on the top that bubble, and that's its only flaw. I've stamped this one numerous times for both watercoloring and Spectrum Noir alcohol ink coloring the past couple of Christmases, and it works beautifully. This is a larger 3 inches by 3.5 inch stamp. It's on there nicely. A nice little snowman scene. Super cute. Let's do $4 on him. Even larger stamp sets, same thing, Hampton Art. I even bought them all at the same time. This one's just slightly larger still. This is 4.5 inches by a little over 3 inches. A nice Christmas tree and present scene. Have stamped it numerous times for watercoloring and regular coloring, and it works fine. Just need the space, basically. And the same one on the owl, same manufacturer. Just need the space. They work beautifully. So that's what I have for Christmas for sale. And now let's talk very quickly about some of Leah's stamps, which I had kept with my stamps. Leah has, these are from Target, just a couple of, you know, lightweight, very inexpensive from the dollar spot stamps. Some of them have been used, some of them have not been used. And those are Christmas. And we also have 2 other little dollar spot stamp sets from Target, and these again are child owned and child used. I think she even used the wine glass one because I'm a terrible mother, or maybe she didn't. It looks pretty clean. So child owned and child used, so they're, you know, a little bit perhaps more stained or whatnot. But I would like to, Leah's not home right now. She's not used these in so long. I would like to just give these away. if somebody has a child that wants to use them. She's not used these in so long because she's just been using my clear stamps. You know, it took a while to, you know, not like years, but, you know, it took a couple weeks of just supervising her using them and going through, you know, how I like my stamps to be handled. So she really just uses like the grown-up stamp sets now. So she's not home, so I don't even want to ask, like, this one was only $3, and, you know, this one was only $3 for the whole set. If you have kids and you would like to have these, I'm probably just going to donate them. So if you are buying something anyway and would cover the shipping to have these included, you can just have these for free. Then that would be fine. So, and I'll put down below one of the item numbers for free. But really, I mean, unless it's probably going to cost you a couple bucks to get them shipped to you on their own. But if you're including them, if you're buying something else from a Destash, it's just going to add a little bit more of the more shipping charge to it. But so they're free. You just have to cover shipping basically, and it's going to work out a lot better for you if you're getting something else anyway. Kind of combine it together. But anyway, so the last little lot that I have going are Leah's little stamp sets here. And I think she does have some more stamp sets somewhere. And they may or may not turn up during my travels. They're not in my wooden stamp drawer, but she does have a couple of stamp sets from Melissa and Doug that she doesn't use anymore either. And I don't know where those are, but they're not in the stamp drawer. They may turn up. But anyway, so that is what I have for wooden stamps. That is pretty much, unless it's something that I've completely destroyed, that I don't feel comfortable selling, which I've already shown you guys this. And I do have a couple of clear rubber stamps. Oh, I did find, as I was going through the store, I have several like free gift red rubber unmounted stamp sets that are going to go right into my pile for my 500 subscriber giveaway. I realized that we're not anywhere close to 500 subscribers, so my next giveaway was gonna be at 500 subscribers, and I don't even think we're quite halfway there yet. Almost, but not quite. But I'm probably gonna alter it slightly and say that it's a 500 subscriber giveaway, or like a month before we move, whichever one comes first. But I did find some other free gifty stuff that's gonna go right into the giveaway box. Anyway, that is what I have for wooden stamps. Most of them are very nice and I like them. It's just a taking up a room kind of thing, or they were given to me, or they're secondhand, or I purchased them for something and don't need them anymore. So I really would like, this takes up almost an entire drawer, and it would be so nice to get that drawer back. To regain that space, especially before we move, because these are not, not light. And my poor husband has to do most of the heavy lifting. So, and again, if you want to make an offer for the whole lot, feel free to do so. Probably a lot easier to get a hold of me via private message. If you have any questions, again, or if you want me to stamp out anything for you or anything, it's probably going to be a little bit easier, especially if you want a follow-up video on some part of it, to contact me via direct message, private message on Instagram, or a private Facebook message. And links for both of those are down below. I'm very nice. There's no need to be shy or embarrassed contacting me. So I would be happy to help you with whatever you need help with for anything having to do with these or any of the other videos. Let's go through how to buy. I'm going to have listed down below the numbers. You can claim the lots or whatever. We'll combine everything. Let me know down below which ones you're interested in. Leave your email address, and I'm going to send you an invoice combining everything that you want, including shipping. If you're not in the United States, please let me know where you are in your postal code so that I can figure out your shipping from there. I do ship rather frequently and have all of the supplies. I am more than happy to combine shipping. Again, anything from here, anything from any of my other D-Stash lots. I'm going to have videos coming up all week. Just claim your things, pay your bill, let me know you want me to hold on to it until you're done shopping. That way I can combine shipping and just charge the difference in what you've already paid towards shipping towards other stuff on another order. No problem. You just need to let me know. I'll put it in a fancy basket with your name on it. Pay for the stuff you want me to hold, so that I won't hold it without payment. But if you pay, then I'll hold it for you. Yeah, so no problem at all doing any of those things. I need you to pay within 24 hours of receiving the invoice. Once you claim it, I'll mark it as pending. Once you pay, I'll mark it as sold. If you've asked me to hold your stuff, I'm going to hold it until you're ready for it to be shipped. Otherwise, I'm probably going to ship it out within 1 business day of getting payment, because I, like to get it out of here. Anything unpaid or unclaimed by Monday, April 8th, I'm going to put on my eBay store, and the link down below is down below for that. The downside to going on eBay is everything's probably going to be around 25% more expensive, just because I have to accommodate the eBay commission fees that are going to be charged, which are not very nice. eBay charges commission on the item price and the shipping, and especially with wooden stamps, really unfair. You can buy $10 worth of wooden stamps, and it can cost, I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying that, if it costs, $10 to ship $10 worth of wooden stamps, then eBay is charging me 10% on the $10 for the stamps, and then 10% on the $10 for shipping. Really unfair. So everything's probably going to be about 25% more expensive if it has to make it to eBay, which is why I'm offering it to you guys first. Wooden stamps are obviously going to be more expensive to ship, especially in multiples, because they're heavier and bigger. I have tons of flat rate boxes here. I have flat rate and padded envelopes that I can ship stuff in. No worries. I'm going to do what I can from my end to make sure that we get the stuff to you as inexpensively as possible. Let's see, what else haven't I gone over? I think that's just about it. Contact me with questions. Claim stuff down below with your email address for a PayPal invoice. You do not have to have PayPal in order to get an invoice and to pay that way. They do a guest thing, and you can use your checking account or debit card or credit card or whatever. I don't see how you pay, so that's the whole advantage to having a third-party service. They handle all of that stuff. Anyway. So that's what I got. If you have any questions or whatnot, I'm sorry that this video was so long. This is probably going to be the longest of my D-Stash, just because there's so much to go over on each stamp, and There really isn't a lot here, but it does seem like there's a lot at the same time. Thank you for your attention and have a great day. Bye-bye.